Haere mai, haere mai, haere mai. Tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou katoa. Welcome, welcome everyone, and great to see a large turnout to this unveiling, and thank you all for coming. Somebody said half of Aomakarai's here. I said the whole town's here. A special welcome to Deputy Mayor Paul Thomas and Mayoress, Community Board Chairman Glenn Whitaker and Kay, plus Community Board members Carol, Dodd and Mark, and Chris Woods is also here. A special welcome also to Huata Palmer and Mrs Palmer, who've come across Matakana Island. Huata is to perform a blessing of the carving once it has been unveiled. Huata tells me that he used to come over from Motohoa Island, where he lived many years ago, to milk Gerald Crapp's cows when Gerald was on holiday. He remembers the orange trees down the race to the cowshed, so that's going back a few years. We are also privileged to have with us arbour sculpturist Warwick Lilly and his family. Warwick's the one with the dreadlocks, he's an artist. Warwick carved this magnificent replica of Gellibrand, which will be unveiled later. And you've already done it, but I suggested we have a round of applause would be appropriate to thank Warwick for his great work. So do it again. Peter Watson from the council was going to be with us, but unfortunately something happened and he couldn't come at the last minute. But even though he's not here, I'd like to thank Peter and his boys or his contractors, because on Wednesday after the storm here, came down here Thursday morning, there was a big branch off the Moreton Bay Fig, there's a tree fell down over there, there's another tree down the bottom, and they tidied it up, and then the contractors came in with their mowers and made a big difference. So even though you're not here, Peter, thank you very much. We've also got Peter Hennessy with us, and he's the communications officer at the council, and Peter had a lot to do involved with the history group in doing the signs that are down by the beach store and on the walkway just across from here. So thank you very much, Peter. We have apologies from Mayor Ross Patterson, who is in the South Island, and Council Chief Executive Officer Glenn Snellgrove is also away. Also apologies from Councillors Gary Webber, Don Thwaites, another councillor who's on our local community board. He was going to be here, and his son was trialling for the under-20s rugby team to go to South Africa, and he broke his leg down in Palmerston North. So unfortunately, Don had to shoot away to get him out of hospital and bring him back to Tauranga. Also, we had apologies from Wayne Alshon, who a lot of you will know, who we deal with over getting certain things done in the parks and reserves here. He couldn't come, and Glenn Ayo couldn't come also. Also apologies from Murray Crapp, he's gone fishing at Mercury Island. And Philip and Lois Crapp, they're in Auckland for a family function. At this time, I wish to thank the Community Board and the Council for their support in making the carving possible. It all came about with the felling of this tree by Council. A Eucalyptus botarietes for safety reasons, although many local residents were disturbed when it got cut down, but they found a lot of the tree was pretty good, and there's an example there of a log further over. The good came of it because Colin Pettigrew came up with the idea of doing a carving of Gellibrand after seeing similar things done in Tasmania, commemorating their First World War heroes. So what Colin found in Tasmania has been transcribed here in a different form. Colin has been unstinting in supporting this work and has done a lot of work behind the scenes, including submissions to the board, photography of the project in progress, making a DVD, and with Shirley's help ensuring Warwick was fed well at lunch and other times. Warwick and Christine Wright and Probus members also assisted with morning and afternoon teas. Warwick Lilly was so well fed during the day, and that when he came home to our place for dinner at night, he had to take a deep breath before eating again. And while I'm talking about Colin and DVDs, Colin's done DVDs of the doing the carving and other things related to it, and he can sell those to the public for $20 each. So it is this great community spirit that makes Aomakarua special. And I'd like a round of applause, please, for Colin and all the people that assisted to make this project special. A welcome also to members of the Crapp family and descendants of Gellibrand who are here today. We have with us Tice Schumacher. He's 7. He's a 6th generation relative of Gellibrand, and he's going to assist Deputy Mayor Thomas to unveil the carving. Tice is the grandson of the late Don and Marion Worry, who a lot of you would know, and son of their daughter Colleen. I now wish to provide a bit of information concerning the connection between Rev Joseph Tice Gellibrand and his descendants, a great number of whom reside in the Bay of Plenty and Aomakaraiwa today. Of interest, we had a family photo here in January, and it included some 50 adults and children, and that was only half the family. The Rev Joseph Tice Gellibrand was born in Hobart, Tasmania in 1826. His father had exactly the same name and was an Attorney General for Van Diemen's Land, which later became Tasmania. The Joseph Tice we're commemorating was the first priest at All Saints Church, South Hobart in 1855, a grand old church constructed of sandstone and still in operation today. He came to Amakoroa in 1877 with his wife Selina and adopted daughter Elizabeth. The Gellibrands had no children of their own. But Elizabeth, who was known as Dottie, married Arthur Algernon Crapp, and that's where the Crapp name came through the generations to Amakoroa. Arthur Crapp, was Captain Crapp as he was known, was a captain with the English Constabulary. He was highly esteemed by all who knew him and was a great help to Gellibrand in the development of Amakoroa. Captain Crapp and Dottie had 8 children, including Gerald Crapp, who donated the reserve to the Crown and operated the dairy farm at this end of the peninsula. So where we've got Myrtle Drive and all around here was dairy farm going back a long time ago. He married Myrtle Lauder, who operated the beach store and was one of the first post and telephone operators in the district. Sadly, they had no children. It looks like the forebears had done the job. Another child was Sidney Tice Crapp. He was born in 1881 and married May McMorrin in 1912. His children included Arthur Edwin Crapp, who is known as Tim Crapp. A lot of you will remember Tim, who was the father of late Evelyn and Ray, plus other children are Nolene Fremantle and Arthur, who's married to Lynn and our local residents that live at Amakoroa today. Tim farmed at Tim Road, Pahoia. There were also twins born, being Joseph Vivian Crapp, who was the father of Philip Crapp, who some of you know, will know well. And he's married to Lois and resides on the family farm at the top of the road. Josephine Cameron, my wife. Valerie Hale, married to Jerry. Judy Turner, married to John, and the late Vivian. The other twin was Walter Tice Crapp, and you can see the Tice coming through in the generations, and he was known as Waddy Crapp. He started the Amakoroa boat slip, and although living in Tauranga, spent a great deal of time at Amakoroa. His children were Murray, and Murray had a lot to do with Warwick during the carving. He coated the carving with Cetol marine varnish, then laid Warwick's carving of Gellibrand sailing ship, Alma, and attached the plaque. So I don't know who was giving who advice. I think Warwick was most probably telling Murray, or Murray was telling Warwick, but they had a good understanding while the work was being done. Other children include Alan, who's an auto electrician that just lives up the road, and he runs the boatyard today. And the late Marion, who married Don Worry, who sadly has also passed away. The next 2 generations include some 80 relatives, which would be too many to mention. So they're obviously good breeders. I recently read some anecdotes from Gellibrand's memorandum book recording some of its financial transactions during 1877-79, which included he paid between £1 and £2 per acre for the land at Amakoroa. So I suppose the rates were about 6pence. So Paul, can you do that in the next couple of months? He invested £1,000 on term deposit for 1 year at 5.5%, so interest rates haven't gone anywhere, they've actually come down. You can't even get 5.5 today. His sailing boat, the Alma, which is about 27 feet long, and that's a replica there, cost £55 and 15 shillings, and that included the sails and was brand new. There was a homestead and stables which Gellibrand built that was over here, just beyond this house, or round about where the house is, and that cost £1,250. Sadly, this dwelling situated close to where we are standing was destroyed by fire in 1958. I also wish to thank Grant Andrews from Pahoia for providing the scaffolding free of charge, which assisted Warwick to create the carving, and also the support from the Amakoroa History Group, chaired by Jocelyn Hicks and neighbours, Carwin and Mandy Williams, who provided power. Somebody said to me a while ago that when you are away from Amakoroa for a while and then return, that as soon as you turn off State Highway 2, you are back in paradise. And I think this tranquil reserve and the special carving of Gellibrand assists in this regard. I now invite Deputy Mayor Paul Thomas to say a few words, following which the carving will be unveiled, assisted by Tice Schumacher. Thank you.
It's a pleasure for Carol and I to be here today. Mayor Ross, as it says, in the South Island. I think I read something the other day where he said something like the statue is one of the finest works he's ever seen. So Ross sends that message that he's apologised that he can't be here. I guess thank you for the invitation, and I guess welcome to all the guests that are here, and just welcome to the local people that have come out. I've been reserved already, have I? It's always a pleasure to come to Aomakaror. The walk around the outside, which Carol and I have done with friends, is great, and I always like looking at the back of the people's houses as they go further up and see what's happening behind. But a special significance today to the descendants of the Reverend Joseph, is it Tyson Gellibrand, is it? To carry on this legacy. I was probably very fortunate when I read a bit of a history of what's happening here. My family come from Tasmania itself. Certainly, I don't think we're related. We're probably more the Launceston Tasmanians, not necessarily the Hobart ones, but it brought a bit of something back in my memory when Dad was born there. But anyway, again, at Warwick, I'm not quite sure how you did this. Great to see. I'm not sure you used a microscope at different times to get some of the finer details. And I think it was from a small statue, wasn't it? From originally, when I did see from a little wee picture. You've done this work. Special thanks to Colin and the members of the Aomakaror History Group and friends of the Gerald Crap Reserve, I guess, for their foresight in doing something like this. It's amazing when a tree falls down or it's a little bit rotten what you can actually do. I think I welcome here Ratarangi representing Tangata Whenua. I think the history is quite amazing when you look at the when a man or a person comes to Aomakaror like what happened many years ago. And I read the farmland, the vineyards, the distillery, the Pitsaw Cowrie Villa that was built by this gentleman. He arrived in Aomakaror, and he named his property Aomakaror, so I read somewhere, and it's called the Place of Makaror. Anyway, I think as a council, we've been pleasure for Ross and the chief executive and the staff to be involved in what's happened here. Peter Watson, our reserve officer, I think he takes these things at heart, and they really put their time and effort into it. Might have to go back and do a study, Don, on this, what the rates were in those days, and do a bit of a calculation, and maybe we can put them up a little bit more, just to check that one out. But as I said, it's a pleasure to be here, and to open. Well, sure, once they open, to unveil. Is that the right word? To unveil the statue, and I think I asked Don before, is it well treated? It's not going to rot away again, and he assures me it is. So I'd like to. I'm not sure what you want to do, Don.
Yeah, Price is going to come.
Nice to meet you.
Okay. I think it's the long one. The long one, Joe?
The long one, yeah.
Pull that together. Pull that. Ready?
Yeah.
That's the boy.
Pull that one. Right.
Like that, Nick. Before it blows in. Thank you very much. Good work. Thank you.
Guys,
Well, I see it's unveiled now, Warwick. I haven't actually seen it unveiled, of course. Far better than it did in the picture that I had here. Well, congratulations and well done. Thank you.
I'm now going to ask Kuata Palmer to come forward and perform the blessing of the carving.
Well, kia ora tātou. Kia ora tātou ko hui hui tahi tei te rāne. My name is Hawata Palmer. I hail, and as Don has mentioned, I was born on Muriho Island there, and lived most of my time on Matakana Island there. I just want to take issue with him saying that when you come to Aomakaror that you enter paradise. I just wanted to debate that a little and say that paradise is out there, as well as at Omokoro. My karakia is going to be in Reo Māori, only for the reason that's the only way I know how to pray. If you know the words, you're welcome to join. And I think my wife and I are going to sing a little hymn that used to be sung by Howard Morrison. I don't know that we could do justice to it, but we'll have a shot at it anyway. But it's a pleasure for us to be here, and thanks to Warwick. I think it's a brilliant carving. In Maori land, we're used to carving, and to see one like this and the proportion that would have been worked out before he started the carving, I think is quite brilliant. I wished I had that skill. Anyway, we'll just go ahead with the karakia and our little hymn. Kia ora. E hua ngā mana matua tama wairua tapu mea koutou ana hero pono. A reira, tuku atu I te reo whakamoimiti, te reo whakawhetai ki a koutou, wā koutou manakitanga ko uhia mai ki runga kia mara. Reira whakaungia mai mātou I roto I tō koutou aro hangoa, pai here tia I roto I te rangi maari tanga I ngā wākatoa, a koe anō ko te māngai hei taitoko mai, ae nei ake nei, Amen. E hua ngā mana o te matua te tama te wairua tapu mea koutou ana hero pono. Anei rā te inua atu ki a koe kia manakia tēnei taonga ko tau nei ki rungu wanganui a mata. Tiakina tēnei taonga, a kia korea I te kino, te korea I te pā te kino ki runga ki aia, a I runga te ahuatanga e tuana I waho o tēnei wāhi o Mokoroa. Tiakina tēnei taonga, e whakamaumahara nei ki a Joseph Gellibrand, Reira ka inua atu kia koutou katoa, kia manakia tuturu hia, te hunga e noho tahi nei, I roto I runga I tēnei whenua, te hunga hoki, te whānau, nā rātou, te koho mai, tēnei taonga ki wangani a mātou. O reira, kaungia mai mātou I roto I tō koutou aro hanoa, pai hera tia te rangi maari e tanga I ngā wākatoa, a koe no ko te māngai hei taitoko mai, aia nei, ake nei, Amen. Pakaria mai tori peka kia sia o mai aro tori peko e kona Tiro atu ai ora mate e au koe no ai akaria mai tori meka Mātou na mātou ki a koe te whae tapu te atu e hei whiringa mō mātou. Au e whakakino mai ki o mātou ino I o mātou mate. Engari whaoringi a mātou I ngā mea whakamata ki katoa. Whakakrori a tia, whakapaingi a. Amen. Kia ora tata.
Thank you, Huara. Now, Warwick's got his chainsaw here, so he's going to do a bit more carving. So I'd like to ask Warwick to come up and he'll tell you a bit about how he did this job and maybe some of the good things about it and some of the difficult things about it, and etc. etc. So Warwick, if you'd like to come forward and Say a few words. Thank you.
Hello everyone, thanks for all coming. Yeah, well, it was a huge challenge actually. It was some of the hardest timber I've used for quite a number of years. Back in 2003 I did some sculptures over in Hamilton, and I remembered back then that I was going to be in for some physical exertion, and it wasn't until the first day I showed up with the few that had gathered here that I realised what we're really in for and what they were asking of me. And Colin and the board, they accepted that I was up for the challenge, which is great to have them, you know, believe in just from photos of things that I'd carved in the past. Teresa and I went off to Bali before I started, and I got to go to all the wood carving villages over there and have a look in great detail and talk with some of the master craftsmen over there and have a look what they could achieve with simple tools, I thought, but they also use chainsaw, so that gave me new invigoration to keep going, because their detail is incredible and what they can achieve. So yeah, I just wanted to say thanks to Colin for coming up with the idea, and yeah, it's really neat to run a project right through and have it come off in such a difficult carving as well, of course, because the human form, everyone's got a real critical eye of how things should be, so it was a neat challenge, and I'm really happy that it came off. Just in case you didn't like it, that's why I brought the saws, because I could have whipped it up pretty quickly. Yeah. Thanks for Don and Joe for putting me up so wonderfully, and yeah, I was very, very spoilt, and I think I'm only just getting rid of the extra weight that I'd put on from all the morning teas. Sometimes it turned up in double, and I did my best, but yeah. What else can I say? I love how it's still trying to grow here. Just keep going. Yeah, I said at the start of this project, if I could get it close to finished in 10 days, I'd be very happy with that. And on the 10th day, I think I stood arm in arm beside him, and it was pretty much there. So about another 3 days on chisels and sanders, and it was complete. But what a magic job Murray's done in finishing it. Yeah, just hidden all the mistakes. Yeah. So anyway, this carving here at the front, this is what I'm completing at the moment, and it stands 5 meters high. So I didn't realise I'd be jumping into such a difficult job straight after this one, but I've so far spent 16 days on it so far. So yeah, it's a big project. Yeah. Colin will appreciate this. This is what I showed up with on the first day. And we cut that, I don't know how many people have seen the video, but we cut that big chunk off and pulled it off with my van. It was pretty impressive. Just missed the scaffold. And that's to get detail, it's the little bar that we use. So that's it just provides a lot of safety, and you can get all your detail, no kickback. Yeah. So once again, thanks very much.
Thank you very much, Warwick. When you get the one finished in Rotorua, any people are over there, go and have a look at that.
Yeah.
I suppose you've got a huge scaffold to do that one.
6 meters high.
6 metre scaffold he's doing that one on. So don't fall off. Now I ask Glenn Whittaker to come forward, our Community Board Chairman, to say a few words and close today's unveiling. Thank you, Glenn.
Well, thank you very much, Don, and thanks Deputy Mayor Paul, Carol, for coming through and being with us. Huada, thank you so much for blessing this wonderful piece of work. Colin, for the inspiration behind this, because Colin, if it hadn't been for Colin, it would never have happened. It wasn't just the inspiration, it was the research he did, it was the documentation, it was the drive. There was a huge amount went in behind getting this project off the ground. He had a really good team behind him. The work that he did, and Warwick's already alluded to it, the work he did in actually researching, he and the team, determining that Warwick was the man to actually do the carving, was also impressive. And if all of that hadn't happened, we wouldn't have had this. Warwick, your ability, you've created this wonderful piece of art, and that's what it is. Congratulations. I'm quite keen on woodworking myself, but that's beyond me, man. And to Murray Crapp, who's not here today, Murray was, I think he was probably your constant companion here, Warwick. Murray would have been here every day making sure that whatever was happening properly. And I remember one story he told was that Warwick had said, what sort of buttons what were the shape of the buttons in those days to go on the coat? And Murray said, well, hang on. And when the house burnt down over here, the old house, Murray had fossicked round and he'd found a button, a copper or brass button that had come off one of the coats that had been burnt, and that was the type of button that they had in those days. He showed it to Warwick, and there they are. Murray also set the two pieces in the front, rebaited those into the stump so that they would be effectively bulletproof. And I also wanted to, it's been mentioned, but Peter Watson, Council's Reserves and Facilities Manager, and his supervisor Wayne Orshawn, they not only got in behind the project, but they gave us a huge amount of encouragement to actually get this thing off the ground. And they are as proud of this as anyone. That team in there, they're really in behind this, done a great job. Now the log over here, which is obviously left over from the carving here, but left over from the stump. There are two more large logs, larger than that, 4 metres long. They're probably lying down, they are about that high. And what we've done is decided, this community board and the project team here, we want to actually create a number of seats in this reserve, big chunky seats. We've got photographs of similar types of seats from down in the Tongariro Reserve in Taupo. And the two big logs are at the sawmill now, but we want to make sure. This tree was planted around about 1877, 135 years ago. It grew here, it belongs here, and therefore we want to make sure that what's left of it is used in this environment, which is not just historical, but it's also cultural, and that the other bits of the tree form part of this environment, and that's the project that we will have already started to embark on it. So thank you all for turning up. Thank you for those that have been involved, and particularly the project team, and make sure that you enjoy a walk around this magnificent reserve and drive safely on your way home. Thank you.
That's just I'm supposed to pack upstairs. I'll see you later.
Reverend Joseph Tice Gellibrand, a retired minister from Tasmania, came to New Zealand with his wife Selina. In 1877, Gellibrand bought the land at Amokara and built a dwelling on the hill at the end of the peninsula. He was a keen naturalist, and consequently Amokara Point was planted with many exotic trees and shrubs. Today, the area of the reserve is a tremendous asset to all who visit.
We start walking straight.
Yeah, pretty good, yeah. On the 24th of June 2011, the Western Bay District Council decided that one of these wonderful trees, the Eucalyptus boteroides, should be removed for safety, and it was deemed to be dying. It was decided to have the remaining stump carved into a likeness of Reverend Gellibrand with his boat Alma.
Grant Andrews from the Bay of Plenty Steeplejacks arrived, as scheduled, to set up scaffolding around the stump to ensure easy access to all parts of the stump. It was necessary to clear the top portion of the stump to be carved of bark. A protruding side stump on the right had to be removed, so the hard work began. Finally, a horizontal cut was made, but much to Warwick's disappointment, the huge slice wasn't yet free. After consideration and a little help, a rope was tied to the top and the remaining end attached to Warwick's van. After a short struggle, down it thumped. An articulated mannequin was strung up in a tree opposite, and Warwick spent a considerable time moving the arms, legs, head and body to gain an understanding of how he could ultimately reveal the figure of Reverend Gellibrand in the stump.
Did you use this when you did the farming?
No, I didn't need it there.
Right.
I had to go there when they still had all the branches on it.
Okay.
And so there's probably a couple of ways I could have chosen to almost put it.
Yeah.
I needed the water spout branch and I needed the root.
Right.
So that more or less swung the body around.
Yeah.
Place, really.
Plenty of timber to work with.
It was.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this is the thing. It's there. It's just got to take time to set it right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Overhead projector.
Okay.
The image directly onto the log.
Oh, of course. Yeah. Yeah. Draw it out. Yeah.
When he was satisfied with the stance of the mannequin, photographs were taken of the front, back, left and right. These photographs, in turn, helped in the next stage. With a crayon in hand, and with all the photographs close by for reference, Warwick sketched the figure of Gellibrand onto the stump. From time to time he came back to the mannequin to check and then recheck. When the drawing was completed, chainsaw cuts were made, taking out large, heavy, unwanted pieces of timber from the stump. Today, strange developments at the Gerald Crapp Reserve sent the locals talking, but it was nothing but Warwick making sure the carving was looking the way he wanted. No, he wasn't checking for the wind direction, but instead he was trying to see the figure of Gellibrand in the stump. A beautiful sunny Saturday found Warwick drawing again, at this time, the important line of the hat, a special feature of the time of the carving, were the many different birds singing their tunes, taking no notice of the chainsaw and loud banging noises.
Hi, Joe.
Hi, Colin. He's still working away here.
Yep, I think that the bug's got him.
A further huge slice was taken off the front stump. Murray assisted with a crowbar in hand to prise the heavy slab off and onto the ground with a thump. Gradually the pieces cut off piled higher and higher. Some pieces proved to be stubborn and required a little persuasion. A broken chain stopped Warwick in the mid-cut down the back portion, and a little time out was necessary to do repairs, and of course to replenish the oil and petrol. Now that the bigger slabs had been removed, it was time to redraw using crayons to obtain a good clear line for the next stage of the smaller cuts. The life-size image being created was useful for body part comparison. Here, Warwick uses a crayon at his navel to mark a corresponding place on the drawn image. So where do you attach the string to hold on to, or the cord?
Hangs from there.
Okay. Quite ingenious that somebody works that out.
Yeah.
A new day, Tuesday the 18th of October 2011. As the carving progressed, it was apparent that at the intersection of the original two main trunks, bark had developed between them, and it became a real challenge for Warwick to try and cut as much as possible from the effigy of Gellibrand.
Flown a kite down there myself once.
As the morning progressed, the legs and boots gradually took shape. During this period, the head and hat was left. Warwick was still concerned about the bark at the carving rear. Clearly now we could see that the stance of the effigy was taking shape, with one leg behind the other. And yet another drink for the chainsaw. Looking carefully on the left-hand side of the hat brim, a crack can be detected, which appears on the full length of the effigy. As the carving progresses, Warwick cleverly changes the brim of the hat to disguise the crack. from time to time, Warwick would take a break from work and spend a little time talking to the many people who came to watch.
Well, that's life size, so I'm just going to round them up now, and then I'll put all the crinkles in them.
Oh, he's kind of a podgy person, isn't he? He's not skinny little...
Due to the fact that Gellibrand was a minister in Hobart, Tasmania, before he came to settle in Amokoroa, it was felt that a Bible would be a fitting addition. And so it was carefully carved to be held by his right hand. Gellibrand's coat and waistcoat would give him an 1880s appearance, and it was at this stage green crayon was used as an outline, and careful manipulation of the chainsaw etched away the small unwanted pieces of the stump. Whoops! Careful, Warwick. Occasional running repairs was required to clean and tighten the chain. Much emphasis was placed on the folds of Gellibrand's trousers. Again, the folds of Gellibrand's trousers are given careful attention. Warwick used his own as a guide. He stopped sawing from time to time to check his own creases in his trousers. Gradually, a gap was created between the left arm and his coat, which began to refine the figure. This Eucalyptus butyrhoides is a very hard timber, so it's time for another sharpening.
Right, makes it much easier.
Warwick now takes extreme care over the hands to ensure knuckles, fingers and nails are clearly defined. He postures himself so that he feels he is holding the Bible and his hands are in the correct position. Locals keep returning to watch the progress of Reverend Joseph Tice Gellibrand being gradually revealed from the stump. From the very beginning it has created a talking point and has provided numerous comments and admiration for the work Warwick has completed so far.
What's the fee?
Yeah, I was going to say, you better do it for me. We'll put it on whatever the fee is.
Is that a Bible in his hand?
Yes, it is.
Yes, because he was a lay preacher, wasn't he?
Yes.
He was ordained, was he?
Sorry?
Did he have a beard? I want to be in this photo too. Did he have a beard, or was it just was he clean shaven?
Thursday, and Warwick suggested you can sleep in the van, but in fact, about to negotiate with him that there's a bed at our place. And you know where we are.
Number 2, was it?
23?
Close. Yeah,
Close.
okay, 23.
I think there's quite an attitude in that face.
Laugh sound.
Is it like a dove, is it?
Oh yeah, a little bit dove. The Barbary dove.
Good, isn't it? I like the colour too.
Coming slapping up actually.
Oh, okay.
When it comes out.
Warwick skillfully changes the shape of the hat to avoid a crack. As the carving continues, it can be seen how he does this. crack in the hat now avoided. However, this same crack continues down through the face. Most of the figure has now been completed, and it's time to concentrate on the face and beard. Now back to drawing again. This lady asked Warwick how many years he had been carving, and he declared that he had been doing this for about 10 years. He was a qualified arborist as well. Careful chiselling around the coat buttons really made Gellibrand look smart in his jacket.
Pretty decent impression.
Oh, of course you do, yeah.
For all, really.
Well, for your own satisfaction, and
That's right.
and the thing is, if you, I don't know how you would price something like this, but you'd say, hey, well, if it's going to take me a couple of weeks, well, I need this per day or whatever, or per hour. But you're still at the end. I know if you're, you know, if have pride in your work, you'd probably put in more time than you'd allocated for the job to make it worthwhile financially.
It's almost different if they'd ordered it from me.
Yes.
With my own.
Yes, that would have been quite different.
Yeah.
Yeah. You were an arborist, and I suppose, you know, truthfully, you're probably somewhere near the artist sculpt, and that's your hobby or your dream.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I've been trying to get there for 10 years.
Have you? And I wondered how you rated
On the world stage.
on the world stage. Yes. I think it's very impressive, and I mean the better pieces that they present to various things. I've seen carvings on board cruise ships which have been done in Rotorua, and they stand up very well to anything else that's, and some of them are very fine, very small pieces and quite intricate.
A Māori carver over there.
Yes.
He's exceptional.
Yes.
Young.
Oh. Put him on a turntable so that he can go around with the sun, just like a plant. He can follow the sun around. Yeah, that's the engineering part that comes in a bit later. But I wondered if you thought it was a likeness.
Yeah, I haven't got
With a bushy beard.
bushy beard.
Oh,
He's a wee way to go too.
give him time.
Bit of detail put in his eyeballs and situation of left it attached to the book and the hand and in here. I've managed to, I've parted there, and we'll see what happens with that arm.
Yes.
But because it's thinner,
yes,
it's got more of a chance of surviving. It's just,
you mean people are not likely to, it's not likely to break off because of its weight? It's
depends how that pretty interesting wood through this part, because it was all trying to push itself around this back leader.
Yes.
So here's the crack right through the centre.
Yes.
Right, it comes right through the centre, and that's the pith coming at the head. And then come, yeah. So that bark on the backside is the growth between the two trunks.
Yes,
That's what's on
and there's quite a lot of cementing or unification of two parts all the time going on, isn't it?
Now that most of the carving is completed, it's time to take the rough chainsaw edges off and present a smoother appearance.
Well, have you?
Yeah. Gellibrand. From up here, you can see the mountain.
Oh, can he?
There's straight ahead.
Yep.
And he's looking just to the left, really.
Oh yeah.
Small area adjacent to the nose needed a little cosmetic repair by Murray Crapp before giving the entire figure a protective coating. Murray did an excellent nose job, and it was difficult, if not impossible, to distinguish the area from the rest of the face.
That is just clear resin, but clear resin is not will break down with the UV.
Warwick had carved a replica of Joseph Gellibrand's sailing boat at his home in Rotorua, and Murray set to and recessed it into the front stump which had been prepared for it. Descendant family members were burnt by poker work onto the boat, which was proudly called the Alma.
Mix up some glue and glue it in. Make up a resin. Probably heard of isocyanides. That's what this is full of. Not good for you. Okay. The centre of the hollow is here. Moving. What I did was I flattened that big hollow that was there. All the front off so I get a relatively flat surface.
A plaque had been created to tell all who chose to read that this brilliant carved figure was of Reverend Joseph Tice Gellibrand, the original European settler in 1877.
Oh, it's created some interest. I mean, I see the people walking past my house, you know, it would be at least twice as many as normal. And every time I come up here, there's people here, but they've brought somebody.
Yes.
But, you know, if anybody comes to visit, you've got to come down. You know?
Yes.
Yeah, that's it. This is great stuff.
What is this white stuff doing now?
This is just a wax. It seals. It's a commercial. It's what it allows the tree to dry out. Log shield. What they put on the ends of logs when they export them.
Oh, okay.
So it stops it drying out quickly and doing all the cracks.
Yeah.
So it seals it off and lets the tree dry out slowly. Dry out slowly without starting to crack out now, but that's in full sun. There she is.